Listen to me closely. From this moment forward, nothing about your life can be accidental anymore. No more drifting through Monday hoping Friday saves you. No more waking up and letting the day decide who you're going to be. You've got to become intentional, deliberate, purposeful, every single day, Monday through Sunday. Because success doesn't knock on doors randomly. Success responds to pressure. Success responds to structure. Success responds when somebody says, "I'm not waiting for it. I'm going to create it." I need you to understand something right now. Everything you admire in this world was once an idea that didn't exist. Somebody made it up. Somebody decided, "I'm not going to copy what's already here. I'm going to bring something new into the room." And that same creative power lives inside you. You weren't put on this earth to blend in. You weren't designed to repeat what everybody else is doing. You were created to disrupt, to elevate, to change the game wherever you show up. But you can't do that casually. You can't do that inconsistently. Greatness demands intention. It demands that you wake up with a plan and go to bed knowing you emptied the tank. Not 70%, not 80%. I'm talking about giving everything you've got. Because here's the truth nobody likes to hear. The life you're living right now perfectly matches the effort you're giving. If you want a higher level life, it requires a higher level commitment. You don't get 120 results with average energy. You don't get elite outcomes while moving like everybody else. And let me be real with you. Routine isn't boring, it's powerful. Routine is what separates people who dream from people who deliver. When you know what time you wake up, what you focus on, what you work on, and what you protect, distractions lose their power. Chaos can't control a disciplined schedule. Excuses don't survive in a structured life. Momentum is built when you do the right things daily, not occasionally. I'm challenging you today because I see something in you. I see potential that's been sitting dormant. I see greatness that's been waiting for permission. And I'm telling you right now, stop waiting. Activate it. Decide today that you're going to be intentional with your time, your energy, your habits, and your standards. Decide that every day matters. Decide that you're done living beneath your capacity. Because when you commit to doing the small things with excellence every single day, success doesn't become a mystery anymore. It becomes inevitable. Listen to me. If you don't decide how your day is going to go, the world will decide it for you. If you don't tell your life what time it wakes up, what it focuses on, what it protects, then distractions will gladly step in and take control. Intentional living is not about motivation, it's about ownership. It's about waking up and saying, "Today is not happening to me. I'm happening to today." Because most people aren't tired, they're unfocused. They're not overwhelmed, they're undisciplined. They let life pull them instead of leading life where it needs to go. You've got to stop treating your days like they're unlimited. Every hour costs something. Every decision is a vote for the person you're becoming. When you wake up without a plan, you waste energy just deciding what to do. When you wake up with intention, your energy goes straight into execution. That's why discipline is freedom. Discipline removes confusion. Discipline removes negotiation. Discipline says, "This is who I am, and this is what I do whether I feel like it or not." Some of you keep asking for breakthrough, but you won't commit to a routine. You want transformation without structure. You want progress without pressure. But nothing great happens randomly. Excellence is scheduled. Growth is scheduled. Winners don't guess what time they wake up, they decide. They don't hope they'll be productive. They build systems that force productivity. They don't rely on emotions because emotions change. Discipline doesn't. Let me tell you something real. The reason discipline feels hard at first is because your old habits are fighting for survival. Your comfort zone doesn't want to die. Quietly, it wants to pull you back into sleeping in, scrolling, wasting time, and calling it rest. But intentional living says, "No, I'm not doing what feels good, I'm doing what works." And after a while, discipline stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like power. You don't even think about it anymore. You just move. Every day you live on purpose. You send a message to yourself that you matter, that your goals matter, that your future is worth protecting. And when you start stacking intentional days, something shifts, confidence grows, momentum builds. You stop needing external motivation because your results start talking back to you. You don't need hype when your routine is solid. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They show up when it's convenient, not when it's required. But intentional living means you show up even when nobody is watching, especially when nobody is watching. Because discipline practiced in private always pays off in public. You don't need a new year. You don't need permission. You don't need more time. You need a decision. A decision that your mornings matter, your habits matter, your standards matter. Once you lock into intentional living, life stops pushing you around and starts responding to you. Listen to me very carefully. Success is not something you bump into by accident. It's not something that falls out of the sky because you're a good person. It's not something that shows up just because you've been patient. Waiting is passive, and passive people get passed up. If you keep sitting around hoping your life will change, all that's going to change is your age. At some point, you've got to stop asking, when is it going to happen for me? And start declaring, I'm going to make it happen. Too many people are standing still, watching other people win, and calling it bad luck. That's not bad luck, that's inactivity. Winners don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait until they feel confident. They move first, and confidence shows up later. Creation requires courage. Creation requires you to step into uncertainty and build something that didn't exist yesterday. And that's uncomfortable. That's why most people don't do it. Let me tell you something real. Every breakthrough you admire was created by somebody who got tired of waiting. Somebody said, I'm done asking for opportunities. I'm going to become the opportunity. They didn't see a lane, so they built one. They didn't see a seat at the table, so they made their own table. And while everybody else was waiting to be chosen, they were working, grinding, studying, preparing, becoming. You can't sit back and expect life to reward you for potential. Life rewards production. Life rewards action. Life rewards people who wake up every day with a mindset that says, what can I create today? Not, what am I going to get? That shift alone separates average from elite. Because creators don't complain about what's missing. They focus on what they can build with what they have. Some of you are praying for doors to open, but you haven't even built the room yet. You're asking for a platform, but you haven't mastered your craft. You want exposure, but you haven't put in the reps. Creation means showing up daily, even when the results aren't visible yet. It means planting seeds without constantly digging them up to see if they're growing. And hear me clearly, creating success means taking responsibility. No excuses, no blaming your past, no blaming the system, no blaming people who didn't help you. Creators say, it's on me. If it doesn't work, I adjust. If it fails, I learn. If it's hard, I grow. That mindset alone puts you ahead of most people. Waiting keeps you small. Creating stretches you. Waiting keeps you comfortable. Creating forces you to evolve. And the moment you stop waiting and start creating, something changes inside you. You stop feeling powerless. You stop feeling stuck. You start moving with purpose. You start waking up hungry. You start seeing possibilities everywhere. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to start. Start messy. Start scared. Start unsure. But start creating. Because the people who win are not the people who waited the longest. They're the people who moved the fastest when it mattered. In ordinary life, you can't show up halfway and expect full blessings. You can't give convenience level effort and demand elite level outcomes. Life doesn't work like that. What you put in is what comes back. And if you keep giving 70%, don't be surprised when your life feels 70% fulfilled. Greatness responds to intensity. Greatness responds when you empty the tank. Most people think they're working hard, but the truth is, they're just busy. They move a lot, but they're not locked in. They show up, but they're not fully present. They do what's required, but they never do what's uncomfortable. And that's the difference. Winners separate themselves by what they're willing To give when it hurts, when it's late, when nobody's clapping, when nobody's watching. That's where the gap is created. Giving 120% is not about burning out. It's about burning through excuses. It's about refusing to negotiate with laziness. It's about saying, I'm not stopping because I'm tired. I'm stopping when the work is done. Some days you're going to feel motivated. Most days you won't. And that's why effort has to be a decision, not a feeling. Feelings change. Commitment doesn't. Let me be real with you. The reason many people never break through is because they pull back the moment it gets hard. As soon as resistance shows up, they start asking, is this worth it? As soon as discomfort hits, they start pacing themselves. But the breakthrough is always on the other side of that extra push. That extra rep, that extra hour, that extra call, that extra edit, that extra study session. That's where separation lives. Elite effort means you don't just do enough to get by. You do enough to dominate. You don't ask, what's the minimum? You ask, what's required to win? You don't save energy for later while your dream is on the line. You show up like this moment matters, because it does. Every day you either reinforce your discipline or your excuses. There is no neutral dot, and understand this, effort compounds. One day of giving everything might not change your life, but stacking days like that will. Momentum doesn't come from talent, it comes from consistency at a high level. When you give 120% repeatedly, confidence starts to rise. Results start to show. People start to notice. Opportunities start to appear. Not because you were lucky, but because you were relentless. Some of you keep saying you want more, but your habits say otherwise. Your effort tells the truth, even when your words lie. If your dream doesn't cost you sleep, comfort, and ego, it's probably not big enough yet. Real goals demand sacrifice. Real progress demands intensity. You've got more in you than you think. You're stopping at the first wall, but there's another level past it. And once you tap into that gear, once you decide that average is no longer acceptable, you don't just change your results, you change your identity. You stop being the person who tries, and you become the person who finishes. Listen to me closely. Talent without structure is chaos. Passion without routine is frustration. You can want it bad, you can believe in yourself, you can dream all day. But if you don't have a system, your life will stay inconsistent. Winners don't guess their way through success. They live by a rhythm. They move with intention. They wake up on purpose. They don't leave their future to chance. A routine is not about being robotic. It's about being reliable. It's about deciding in advance who you are going to be before the world starts pulling on you. Because once the day gets loud, once the phone starts ringing, once problems show up, if you don't already have a plan, somebody else's agenda will run your life. Discipline is deciding ahead of time what matters most and then honoring it daily. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. That's why you can't keep waking up whenever, grinding whenever, resting whenever, and expect elite results. Consistency beats intensity when intensity is random. You need a time you wake up. You need a time you shut it down. You need non-negotiables, not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient. Every day, and let me clear this up, routine doesn't mean you never rest. Real discipline knows when to pause. Rest is not quitting. Rest is refueling. Even machines shut down for maintenance. Your body will tell you when it needs recovery. Your mind will signal when it needs space. Ignoring that doesn't make you tough, it makes you sloppy. The key is planned rest, not accidental laziness. High performers don't just work hard, they work in order. They understand that every goal has layers. There are small actions nobody sees that create big moments everybody applauds. The problem is most people want the outcome but don't respect the process. They want the win but skip the warm-up. They want the platform but avoid the preparation. Your routine should reflect your priorities. If growth matters, it should be scheduled. If learning matters, it should be daily. If health matters, it should be protected. Whatever you keep saying is important, your calendar should prove it. Time doesn't lie. Where you spend it shows what you really value. Momentum is built when you do the right things repeatedly. Not once, not when you're inspired, repeatedly. That's when confidence shows up. That's when opportunities multiply. That's when your work starts traveling ahead of you. You look up one day and realize you're getting chances you didn't even ask for, not because you're special, but because you were consistent. Routine creates stability, and stability creates freedom. When your basics are locked in, your creativity can flow. When your foundation is solid, pressure doesn't break you. You don't panic when things go wrong because your habits keep you grounded. You don't rely on motivation because your system carries you. This is not about perfection. It's about direction. Miss a day, get back on it. Fall off, reset. The power is not in never failing, it's in never drifting. When you live intentionally, days stop slipping away. Life stops happening to you. You start happening to life. Listen to me. Momentum is not magic. Momentum is manufactured. It's built when you show up again and again and again, even when nothing seems to be changing. Most people quit too early because they're looking for fireworks, they're looking for applause, they're looking for proof. But momentum doesn't announce itself. It grows quietly while you're working when nobody's watching. You can't keep doing things randomly and expect rhythm. You can't work hard one week, disappear the next, and wonder why your life feels stuck. Momentum loves consistency. It rewards repetition. When you do the right things daily, something shifts. At first it feels heavy, like pushing a car uphill. Every step is resistance. Every move costs energy. But if you keep pushing, if you don't stop, if you don't start negotiating with your excuses, the hill levels out. Then all of a sudden, what used to feel impossible starts to move on its own. Success begins to chase discipline. Opportunities start finding you. People call you lucky, but they didn't see the days you were tired and still showed up. They didn't see you practicing when results were invisible. Momentum is what happens when effort compounds. Just like interest, small deposits made daily turn into something massive over time. Here's the problem: most people only want to work when they feel inspired. Inspiration is unreliable. Some mornings you wake up fired up. Some mornings you wake up empty. Momentum doesn't care about your feelings. It responds to action. When you move, it moves. When you stop, it dies. That's why you can't wait to feel ready. Ready comes after movement, not before it. When momentum kicks in, your confidence changes. You don't talk as much. You don't explain yourself. You don't need validation. You've seen what happens when you keep going. You've felt the power of progress. You trust the process because you've lived it. That kind of belief can't be faked. It's earned through repetition. Momentum also sharpens your focus. You stop wasting energy on distractions because you're too busy building something real. You become protective of your time. You don't argue with people who don't understand your vision. You don't chase approval. You chase alignment. Everything starts moving in the same direction: your habits, your goals, your mindset. And let me say this: momentum doesn't mean everything gets easy. It means you get stronger. The weight doesn't disappear, your capacity increases. What used to exhaust you becomes manageable. What used to overwhelm you becomes routine. You're still working, but now the work is working for you. The danger is stopping once it starts. That's where people lose it. They get comfortable. They slow down. They assume momentum will carry itself. It won't. Momentum must be maintained. You protect it by staying disciplined, staying humble, staying hungry. You keep doing the small things that created it in the first place. You don't need more motivation. You need motion. Start where you are. Do what you can. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Do it again the next day. Momentum will meet you in the middle if you refuse to quit.